Good morning again, Gordon back, and as I mentioned before 11 o'clock, I've got a special guest in the interview, someone that used to be here for quite some time, but we haven't seen for a little while, and it's a muso extraordinaire, Tim Godwin. Good morning, Tim.
G'day, how are you, Braidwood?
Yeah,
and
good.
Gordon.
Thank you. Yeah, welcome back to Braidwood.
Yeah, thanks. It's really fun to be back, and I'm glad I came back for a couple of weeks. It's almost surreal, you know.
So it's been, we're just saying that 6 years since you left here.
About 6 years, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So I've come back to do a bit of work around town and a bit of writing as well. So it's, so far it's been pretty good. Some things have changed. The weather definitely hasn't. Very fresh this morning.
Yeah, it certainly was. A few people had pulled out coats and jumpers this morning after having a sticking hot day over the weekend. And, I know you were there at the Braidwood Hotel over the weekend for the Braidwood stock.
Braidwood stock, that's right.
And that was a cracker of a weekend there, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. I went and checked out there on Sunday, some great local musos. I took a heap of photos, and I've made mates with the new publican, so looks like we're going to come and play a gig here, which is exciting.
Fantastic. So. Maybe for the listeners that aren't aware who you are and what you do, give us a quick rundown on who Tim Godwin is.
I ask myself that a lot.
I know the feeling.
Well, I wear many hats in music world and in other worlds as well, but I'll just stick it to music. So I'm the singer / frontman of rock band NASCENT, and also another band, The Social Norm, which has been on hiatus for a little while.
Yes.
But it's mainly NASCENT, and I've put out a bunch of solo stuff as well, and also produce other artists. I have a studio in Armidale now, which is about 8 hours from here.
Wow.
So that keeps me pretty busy, and I'm getting into film a bit more now. And I suppose my genre, you'd call it alternative rock pop, grunge, post-grunge, I suppose.
Yeah, okay.
But I produce anything from sort of folk, country to full-on metal, and session on a lot of it as well as a drummer. So, in a nutshell, that's what what I do. And I don't know how many songs I've put out. Too many to think of. So with different artists. So so when I'm not doing that, I'm a nurse, and that's how I've managed to be able to make use of my time when I've been here. I came back and doing a couple of weeks contract at the hospital as well.
Mention why you're back. What brought you back to Braidwood?
Well, it was that, and I had to come back. Like, it was, I don't know. I remember when I left, I'd grown up a lot since then, and I've had kids and stuff. So it's really nice to come back, and everyone's been pretty welcoming, which has been really nice. So
Excellent. Oh, that's good. Studio at Armidale. What's that like, having your own studio?
Oh, it's unreal. It's every muso's dream, isn't it?
It is, isn't it?
There goes one of my cameras.
I don't know where you want that.
Oh, don't worry. I've got two for a reason.
Sorry.
It's all good. It's great. Look, I managed to get a space in an old bank back home.
Okay.
So my studio's actually in one of the old gold bullion vaults.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it's really cool. Yeah, it's great. And there's a bookshop down below, which is effectively a library. So anyone that's done any music production work would appreciate a big space with lots of reflections. So it's a really good place to record drums and stuff after hours. So it definitely keeps the family a lot happier, because I'm not trying to produce rock and roll records in a caravan out the back of the house. So it's been good for that too. So
yeah, okay. I'm looking at a couple of CDs that you've brought in here. Give us a lowdown.
Well, the latest
Tales from the Vault.
Tales from the Vault. I suppose that is a good segue to that too, because it was the first record we produced in the vault.
Okay.
So that's the most current. It came out, I think, spring last year. I can't remember now. And it's definitely my most accessible record. It's less angsty than stuff I've done before. Sort of social commentary, I suppose, with pop grunge sort of undertones. It was really fun to write and produce, and we've had a few lineup changes, and there's only I know that you're looking at the photo, there's 4 of us, only 3 of us now. So look, I've been doing NASCENT for a couple of years now, and we try to do 10 to 20 gigs a year all across the east side of Australia. But this year we want to focus on playing sort of smaller towns, and which includes Braidwood, and we want to go out west and do what a lot of country artists do, but there's no reason I reckon there's no reason my rock band can't do it, although it might be. I don't know. We'll find out.
Oh, it's probably maybe that they just haven't ventured that way.
Yeah.
Haven't thought of it.
The city, it's pretty saturated,
Yeah.
so it's it's a bit apathetic when you play there. And you play smaller towns, and people are usually pretty appreciative, and they buy your merch and they get into it.
Yeah,
so.
look, I find that in the few gigs that I've been to, in small areas, I find people are very appreciative of live music, and the work that goes into it from the artists.
Yeah.
That they want to come to these places like Braidwood and perform. So I think that's great.
It's definitely. I live in Uralla now. It's similar to Braidwood in size and culture, but it's definitely more left to centre Braidwood. More arts and culture go on here than probably any other small town I've been to.
Sure.
So yeah, especially in that sense, it's definitely a good. That's where I started writing my own music in Braidwood.
Yeah.
So I was always a session drummer before that, and ventured out into other things. So I can thank this town for inspiring that.
I was going to ask where you get your inspiration for not only the music, but for the writing and that. Is there anything that particularly draws you to create music, or is it just what's happening in your life at the time? Or
there's a few things. A lot of it is life experience. I'm a quick care ED nurse, and you see a lot in that, and I probably draw a lot of my writing from experiences in health. Not that you would probably pick up on it.
Yeah, okay.
One thing it gives you privilege to is you see people from all walks of life at all stages of life, and I suppose it gives you a fair bit of insight to people in general.
Yeah.
And I really enjoy social commentary in writing and music and taking the pee out of people. But definitely the Social Norm I've been very political, and although I've kind of with NASCENT I didn't really want to do that, and it's been refreshing because I'm less angry now. I've mellowed out a bit.
Mellowed out
a bit. I try to have a bit more fun with the music rather than to create angst, as some of the titles will suggest on Tales from the Vault, the new record. But yeah, Bohemian Driftwood, which I think is the first track I'm going to play, that got inspired when we were officially based in Newcastle. We haven't really got a hometown now, and we used to spend a lot of time at the YHA there because we'd all travel in to rehearse, and there was a bit of a play on words from the Queen song Bohemian Rhapsody. You might pick up on some of the pinch lyrics from there, but it was always a crazy time, and we met a lot of interesting individuals that live at the YHA. They don't just stop by, they've lived there for years. And you kind of drifting gypsy type lifestyle, and it was bohemian, and we had a lot of fun there.
Good.
And so I suppose that's what inspired that track in particular. Yeah.
Now that's done well too, hasn't it? That track.
It did. Yeah. On the indie charts, got to I think 7 or 6 a couple of years ago.
Within the top 10.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was really good, and the clip was really fun to shoot. We shot it on the beach in Newcastle. We just did it on the fly, and it actually turned out really, really well. There was about 100 people standing there watching us do what we did. So which was
that's
really
something
cool.
You've really gotten into too, isn't it? The video.
Yeah. So COVID, I took the time in COVID to get better at video. I was touring in another band called John Val, and they were writing to the film clips, and met some great filmmakers along the road, and quickly learned how expensive it is to pay someone to make a film.
Yeah, okay.
So and we were always working for photographers and stuff as well, and I got an interest in it, and eventually bought a camera and started learning how to use it, and now I'm getting to the stage where I can actually offer film production services through my studio as well. So, but yeah, shooting my own film clips, it's been really fun, and probably an essential part of music these days, and pretty much any business really, is everyone wants videos. So, but it adds another dimension. Often I will write thinking about the clip, so it does change your writing when you're thinking about the visuals that you're going to have with it, which again get plastered all over socials and all the rest of it.
Yeah, exactly. And it's a big thing, with any music these days, isn't it? The video clip is a big part of it now, and as you say, it's costly to get someone to do it for you. So if you've got those skills to be able to do a lot of that yourself.
That's it, and it's another. If you're a creative person, it I mean, it takes time, and it's another rabbit hole of toys and gear and expense to get into.
Yeah.
But I enjoy it, and so the still photography is also good, and it was really fun to just shoot the gig at the pub on the weekend. Cause and I'm slowly drip feeding the photos in, and people love it. They love seeing it. It's no skin off my nose. I enjoy doing it, and to pay a professional photographer to come and shoot an event would be a couple of $1,000, you know. Exactly so I just do it for the love, and it's no skin off my nose. So.
Oh, that's great that you can do that.
Yeah.
Before we play a track, I just want to. You had a trip out to Lightning Ridge a little while ago.
Oh, yeah.
And you turned up on a community station out there, didn't you?
Oh, wow. Yeah, you've done your research, mate.
Oh, well,
yeah, I did.
I follow what you do, and I just happened to see, you mentioned that, you rocked up to Opal FM, I think
Opal FM, that's right. That was an interesting interview. That was a bit more low-key than here, believe it or not.
Oh, okay. I didn't think you could get any more low-key than what we have.
But that was cool. The whole experience in Lightning Ridge was fun, and I did record a song and made a film clip while I was out there, and definitely wrote a lot while I was there. There's not a lot to do in the Ridge after you've kind of been down a couple of opal mines and got drunk with the locals. That's about it.
That's about it.
So we do want to tour out there as well, but that was fun. And I think community radio is invaluable, not only for artists. I think, like, I overheard some of the stuff about the emergency services with the bushfires and whatnot. Like, it's that too, and it gives a sense of community that people can listen to someone that they know in the town and talk about relevant stuff without having the pressure of labels and whatever else telling you what you've got to play and what you can't play. So so in a nutshell, I did Opal FM. Yeah. There's one in Yambra I do quite a lot.
Yes.
Mainly because it's in a lighthouse, and that's super cool.
That's great, isn't it? In a lighthouse.
Yeah, it's in an old lighthouse, and I get on quite well with Graham, and him and his partner have shows there, and it's a husband now. I think they got married, and it's great, and it's a great part of the world. And there's community stations everywhere.
Oh, there are, which is, it's good that you can, rock up at these other stations and promote yourself and give those areas something a little bit different.
That's it. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, we might play a track. We might do Bohemian Driftwood.
Yeah, for sure.
Introduce that one for us.
Yes. So this is Bohemian Driftwood by my band NASCENT.